Hello my lovelies, it's Andrea Edwards, and I talk about this idea which is called co-creating the circular economy. And the idea is we start sending whatever we're buying, whatever we're using back. If we can't recycle it, if it's got nowhere else to go, there's no system in place, it's just going to end up in rubbish or landfill. And one of the things that's a real problem is printer cartridges. Now if you live in a wealthy country, you might have a system where you can return it to a shop, and we've seen a lot of tests where they're putting trackers on these items and they're not necessarily ending up where they are being promised to go. So I think we've just got to start sending it back. Now if you can't afford to obviously pay for the post, I understand, and I'll get an idea of how much this is going to cost me later today. But I want to show you. So this isn't about Brother, it just happens to be the printer that we're using right now. We've had our own business since 2006, so we've always had to have a printer. We obviously try and limit printing as much as we can, but it's a necessity. I write, right? And I've got to read what I write, and I can't do it from a screen. I have to have it on paper. Anyway, that's just my age, I suppose. So I'm going to show you all the different parts that come, and as far as I know, there is nowhere for me to send these in Thailand where they can be recycled. So I've decided I'm going to send them back to the manufacturer. So here's your typical printer cartridge box. They've got these foam things. These shouldn't be anywhere anymore. They cannot be recycled. Yeah, they've got recycling images on them. They can't be recycled. They break down. They're going into the environment. They're going into our food chain. They're going into our own bodies. So Brother and all the other printer cartridges, please stop doing that. So you get 2 of them with every cartridge. You get this sort of foil bag, you know, so that should be able to be recycled, but it feels a bit plasticky, so I'm not even sure if it is foil. You've got the box, obviously. You've got this plastic thing that protects the plastic sheet, and then of course you've got this. And this is a really comprehensive bit of kit, right? So to think that these are just going into the rubbish and not being recycled properly, to me that's just shameful. Hello Riddick. Now I could obviously find somebody on the black market who fills these up and resells them, but I prefer not to do that. So I'm packaging them all up and I'm going to send them back to Brother in Thailand. And if you don't know where the headquarters are, just jump onto the internet, go to their corporate website and dig around. You will find the address for their corporate headquarters in every country where they are present. So that's what we're doing here. We're sending it back. Like I said, not everyone's going to be able to afford to do this, but I think we need to start factoring the cost into the things that we buy. Everything's so cheap and we love buying cheap stuff, but we're saving money at the expense of the environment, and we can see that the world's getting trashed. So if you can afford to do it, white goods, technology, printer cartridges, whatever it is, send it back. Let's just start sending it back. We've got to start doing that, because we're trashing our own world, we're trashing our own environment. So let's co-create the circular economy together, and that means getting the equipment back to the manufacturers and making them responsible for setting up the infrastructure to recycle effectively. And if they can't recycle it, then 1, should it be created in the first place, but 2, they're then responsible for doing it. And in developing countries right across the world, there's no system in place. You know, these big tech companies talk about what they're doing and how great they are, but when you try and do it from a developing country, it's a lot more challenging. Here you go, the address for Brother in Thailand. You're about to get, I think, 4 boxes. My address is not specific, but I'm sending it with love. And the reason it's not specific is because I really want these businesses to start taking responsibility for this. I don't want it back, because if I take it back, it's just going to go into the environment. So they should be better established to be able to deal with things like this and hopefully reuse it. Go. Hello Freddie. This is what is being posted, most of it, the big boxes anyway. Alright, the moment of reckoning has arrived, and Mr. Lexi, you're going to help me out, you buddy? Lex, you help me, right? The moment of truth. How much will it cost? Alright, so that cost 1,200 baht, which included one very small package going to Sweden, because I couldn't find an address in Thailand, which I was surprised there was only one. 1,200 baht is about 40-50 bucks if you're, Lexi, come here, Singapore, Australian kind of currency. Feel good, Lexi? I felt really good about that. We're sort of co-creating the circular economy, so we're getting it back to the manufacturers, and hopefully they'll start taking responsibility. We've all got to do our bit, right?
Yep.
And enjoying it. That's the important thing. All right, so our first effort is done. A couple of years worth of collecting there. Proud of yourself? All right, see you guys.
Uncommon courage should be every